Edge. I'm Orlando for Tradimo, and I'm just going to go right now through my news terminal. Today was a quiet day in the at the beginning of the Europe session. Right now, we've had some nice moves in the market. We're going to go by first by looking at the US GDP, which came which came lower than expected. Well, it came as expected, but lower than the previous number at 3.1% versus 2.2% previous. The U.S. GDP price index quarter over quarter for the first quarter came on at 0.5% versus 0.6% previous, and an estimate of 0.6%. The initial jobless claims came at 215,000 versus 211,000 previous. All right, so pretty bad numbers overall for the US dollar. All right, and well, we're going to see what's going on with the DXY. Right now, I'm going to show you a chart of the DXY, and this is what we were talking about earlier today on the well, on Redeemus Premium community, right, on the premium group with the premium members. This is a chart of the US dollar currency index, or the DXY, and on yellow or orange you have gold. All right, so what we were talking about is the correlation between gold and the dollar. All right, and I pointed out that the correlation between US dollar and gold is pretty strong, or has been very strong lately. And if you look at the red arrows, when the US dollar goes up, the price in gold goes down, and when the price of or the DXY goes down, the price in gold goes up. And right now, we are here at these levels of resistance, and we can see that we have a lot of rejection of these levels. So I was looking, let's go to the charts actually, and I'm sure I was looking at exactly these levels. I'm going to or make this a little bigger. And if you don't know, today I got an earthquake. There was an earthquake here in El Salvador, and it was quite a big earthquake. That's why I was offline for a couple of hours. But what we were discussing, or what I was looking at really, is a possibility of buying gold at the current levels. And the reason I was looking at buying gold is because I do believe that the price in gold is going to go up, and well, the price action at around the level, which is also the 61.8% of the entire move, or the last move to the upside from these lows. Let me just grab a I don't have where are my drawing tools? MT4. Let me just grab a couple of drawing tools, because I like to use rectangles right here. So I'm going to insert a rectangle to my drawing tools. Voila. And we were looking at this level right here, and I'm going to change it to gray because it's visually better, in my opinion. All right, so maybe this is just fine. That's perfect. So we were looking at the 1276 level. We were looking at a very bullish price action at around the 1276, and not only we were looking at a very bullish price action at around the 1276 level, but we were also confluencing with this previous base, right? This previous zone of great resistance. And if you look at past price action, I mean, past price action gives you clues, right? This was a when we broke to the downside, we tested it again and again as resistance, and then buyers tried to break above it, but weren't able to. And when price broke to the upside, it catapulted to around the 1286.87. I'm sorry, to at around the 12, to test this level at around the 1286.50. All right, so very strong level, and not only that, last week we had this rejection of the level again before we went all the way up here, which was a long that we took in the premium channel, and now we went down again and we saw some rejection. All right, now the thing that I hadn't looked at before is this blue, and yeah, I think you're able to see it. This blue structure that the price traded in, right? From the highs at around 1286 to the lows at around 1276 for 100 pips or 1000 ticks, right? We are trading inside of a range and inside of this structure. And this is the thing that hadn't looked at, because our targets are a little bit above on this long position, right? But now that we have noticed that we are trading inside this structure, we are going to be looking at the retest of this blue trend line. But because of the strong bullish price action and the bad data came coming out of the US, making the DXY um, reject these levels. All right. Now the DXY, if we break below the 97, well, it should be below the 97.95 level. If we break below these lows, this will mean that we would no longer be inside of this bullish structure. Well, actually, it wouldn't mean that, but it would mean that we have topped for the time being at around these levels. Now, if we break below the previous low, which is around the 97.81 level, then the bearish structure would be and we would the bullish structure, I'm sorry, would be no longer in play, and we will be inside of an immediate bear market. All right, and that immediate bear market would be very helpful for our long in golds. I'm sorry, let me just go back to the charts. And the reason that I have been wanting to buy gold because of this is because I am looking now. I'm going to grab some trend lines. Let me just go and make them thicker, because what I want to show you with these trend lines that I'm going to be drawing right now is what I am looking with or what I the expected moving gold that I have in mind. Of course, that this is if we break certain levels that I'm going to be pointing out right now. So I'm going to grab a Chartreuse. That's a French liquor, a licorice liquor, which is not good at all, but it's that green. So basically, we are trading inside of a range. We are capped to the upside by the 1286.50 level, which is the 50% retracement of the entire, right? Now, and to the downside, we're now being capped by the 1276 to 1277 level. So we are inside of what could be a nice 900 tick to 1000 tick range. All right. So right now it's pretty obvious to you guys that we are in a bullish move to maybe test the upper side of the range. But heads up, because we are in this blue structure. All right, this would mean if we test the upside of the range, it would mean that we will be breaking this structure that looks like a flag. All right, now look, I mean, it looks like a flag, but the move to the upside is really not that big to consider this a continuation pattern, right? It looks like a big flag with a tiny pole. But no matter, I mean, nevertheless, I'm sorry, this is quite a on gold. Now let's get rid of this blue structure for the time being, and let's only focus on ranges. All right. So the reason why gold is this one. All right, it's because at these lows we could the 128650 level, and it looks like we, I mean, from this hourly candle, very bullish hourly candle, it looks like we are going to be doing just that. And the other reason that I've been wanting to buy gold is this, is because we could be actually testing that level, breaking above that level. All right. And if we break above that level, we could, in fact, I mean, not just let me thicken this out for you. We could, in fact, going back above and testing the 1298 level. And that would be a tremendous bull run for us. All right. We're already in a buy and we are up. We entered this trade at the 1277.10. Exactly. That was the signal sent to the premium members. So we are up right now about right about 400 ticks in gold. But if I mean, when the upper side of this we would be we're going to be up about 900 ticks. We are going to be taking half of our position off. Managed to go to these highs. Well, that would mean that our position would have made us around 2,000 ticks or 200 pips. All right. So basically, this is why I've been wanting to buy gold. And not only that, let's go back to the DXY chart, guys. Not only that, but well, let me get rid of all this, and let's look at the DXY. All right. So I'm gonna be just about 10 seconds to delete everything, all these arrows, because what I want to show you, and this is, as you can see, this is just a plain chart of the DXY. We're not going to be analyzing the DXY in depth, but what I want to show you is this. I mean, we have topped around these levels, and I mean, this would be the third time, all right? And at these levels, or topping around these levels, with the news or the data coming out, or the employment data coming out negative, or not negative, but um, worse than expected. What else did we have today? Let's go back to the, shall we? The GPD, the GDP, I'm sorry, coming out worse than expected. Yeah, I mean, inflation data also coming out worse than expected, and topping at the same levels, the 98.20 to 98.40 level. This could mean that we are going to have another move down on the DXY, maybe to test the 97.60 level, which would mean that that would give our bullish position in gold a strong push for our test and a break of the 1286. So that's the rationale behind gold. But of course, because we don't know what's going to happen, no one knows what's going to happen. We are going to be taking half of our positions off at the top of that range. And if you're not a premium member, please do not buy gold right now. The move is gone, and it would be horrible to chase that move at the current levels, because your risk will be too high. So what I'm going to do, if you're not a premium member, I'm going to give you a 1 month trial of a premium subscription, just for you guys that tune in live for the show. And the link is on the chat. If you want to take it, you are more than welcome, and you will get all of our premium, or all of our premium services for 1 month for you to try them. So let's go back to the charts, and this is basically what I'm looking at. Gold, beautiful break of that falling wedge formation, one of my favorite formations at the 61.8. Textbook long, or textbook buy. here on gold, and very bullish move on gold. So let's go and let's have a look at what's going on with the euro US dollar. Now, the euro US dollar, I mean, there's a lot of lines here on my chart. We don't need them all. We definitely don't. But what I want to do is look at why this, well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to delete it anyway. So the euro USD is at a very interesting spot. The 111.25 to 111.15 level, or this zone of support that I'm marking right now, is quite strong. I mean, we have tested it once, and this is where, well, you already saw it. We tested it here, and this is where this insane, or this insanely strong move. I'm sorry, strong move to the downside in the euro US dollar. I mean, while this was happening, and I'm talking about this move from this high to this low. All right. So this is the horizontal. This is the move that I'm talking about, and this, you can see right here. I mean, bears really had control on the market. I mean, uh, sellers were right here at the 113 level, and they broke with the first level of support, tested it at resistance, and just moved price down. They were in control, but when they hit the 111.25 level, this is where buyers were found. All right, and the buyers took price again to test the previous highs at the 112.55 level, and we tested it again. Buyers were found, and we tested it again right now. So, what's important to see here is the possible of a a retest of this orange area of resistance, which has been a very pivotal zone, because if you look closely in historic price action, you can see right here that this is where buyers were found. And after, before we took when before price rallied again to the same zone of resistance, and then when we broke to the downside, this is where sellers were found, and when we broke to the upside, this is where buyers. So this is quite a pivotal area of well, a pivotal area, right? Have big high volume zone, and because, I mean, not because, but given the fact that we are testing the same area of support, I mean, price could rally to this pivotal zone around the 1170 to 1175 level, maybe to find sellers again for a break below, or finally a break below this area of support, or buyers could be strong enough to break with it and test that area of resistance again. So, but if you look closely at price action right now, let's go to the hourly. And if you look closely right now, we have this area quite a couple of times in the past few days. And but buyers are unable to break above these highs, all right? And this is what concerns me about this possibility of a long position, is that buyers are unable to break above these highs, all right? And for a true rally to this pivotal level, we should with these highs, and buyers for the time being are unable. And well, the euro US dollar is just in a very choppy range right now. I wouldn't be a buyer unless these levels are broken, and of course, I wouldn't be a seller at the bottom of a trend or at an area of support. Now let's have a look at the US dollar Japanese yen. The US dollar Japanese yen is trading inside of this bearish structure, right? The dashed magenta structure, and but again we have hit this support where we have found buyers in the past, and we found buyers again, but the move to the up was not as strong as I would have wanted for a good buy in the US dollar Japanese yen. We have in fact bought the US dollar Japanese yen. We bought this move to the upside, and we took half of our position off, and we move our stops above break even here, and we got taken out. Well, we were looking actually, and that was before this structure came into play because this high wasn't made before. What we were looking was um, a first target hit, then a break, a retest, and a test of these highs around the 1190 level. Of course, that didn't happen, but buyers taking control of the market. But I don't know if this move is strong enough to give us a break of this dashed magenta structure and a retest of the 11065 level. And that being said, with the XY stalling at around these levels is going to be quite hard. All right. So this is what I'm looking at the US dollar Japanese yen. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask on the chat. But for the time being, the euro, we had let me talk about this because we had a position here on the euro versus versus the Great Britain pound. There has been a lot of talk about Brexit, PMA resigning as a leader of the Conservative Party, etc. PM's not accepting the deal, etc. Procedures started to take her down, but now the pound has become quite immune to and we did had a position to sell or a sell position on the Euro GBP, but I not only I use um well, not only I use level stop losses, but I use time stop losses. And when price started to stall and to start to trade this choppy, I decided to take it off or to take it out, close the position. We made it, but that really doesn't matter. But what I'm looking for is maybe a break of this yellow line, line of support, consider again go short on the euro versus the Great Britain pound. All right. Again, if you're not a premium subscriber, you can always take that trial that I just gave you. And if you're watching all this on YouTube, uh, there is a link for the trial on the description of the video. For the time being, this is going to be it, guys. Thank you for joining me, and Um, I will be back tomorrow with another daily edge. So thank you for joining, and let's go bullish. Let's go bull golds, and let's hit that target. Right. Goodbye.